Avatar: The Way of Water is a 2022 American epic science fiction film directed by James Cameron and written by Cameron, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. It is the second installment in the Avatar film series and the sequel to Avatar, 2009. Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldaña, and Stephen Lang reprise their roles from the first film, with Sigourney Weaver returning in an additional role and Kate Winslet joining the cast. The plot follows Jake Sully, a human Na-6 hybrid, and his family on the habitable moon Pandora. Hunted by RDA forces, they flee to an oceanic region to seek refuge with the Metkayina clan. Following the success of Avatar in 2009, 2 sequels were announced, with the first aiming for a 2014 release. However, the addition of 2 more sequels for a total of 5 films and the need to develop new technology to film motion capture scenes underwater, led to significant delays. The filming process, which occurred simultaneously with the third film in the franchise, Avatar: Fire and Ash, began in Manhattan Beach, California, on August 15, 2017. Production moved to Wellington, New Zealand the following month, and was completed 3 years later, in September 2020. With an estimated budget of $350 to $460 million, Avatar: The Way of Water is one of the most expensive films ever made. It was produced by Cameron's company Lightstorm Entertainment. After repeated delays in release, Avatar: The Way of Water premiered at the Odeon Leicester Square Theatre in London on December 6, 2022, and was released in the United States on December 16, by 20th Century Studios. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, who praised the visual effects and technical achievements but criticized the runtime. 6. It was a major box office success, breaking multiple records. It grossed $2.320 billion in its first theatrical run, becoming the highest-grossing film of 2022 and the third highest-grossing film of all time. Among its many accolades, it was named one of the top 10 films of 2022 by the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute. It was also nominated for 4 awards at the 95th Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and 1 for Best Visual Effects. Fire and Ash was released in 2025. Plot: 16 years after the Na-6 repelled the Resources Development Administration, RDA, from Pandora B. Jake Sully is chief of the Metkayina clan. He and his partner Neytiri raised 2 sons, Neytiri and Loake, a daughter, Neytiri, Tuk, and an adopted daughter, Kiri, who was born from the inert avatar of Dr. Grace Augustine. Miles Spider Socorro, son of the deceased Colonel Miles Quaritch, is a frequent playmate of the Sully children, and is being raised by the human scientists who stayed on Pandora. The RDA returns to colonize Pandora. Among the colonists are recombinants, Na-6 avatars implanted with memories of deceased human soldiers, including a recombinant Quaritch. As Jake leads a guerrilla warfare campaign against the RDA, Quaritch searches for Jake's headquarters. Quaritch and his team capture Jake's children, but Jake and Neytiri free them. Quaritch also captures Spider, and recognizes him as his son. After the RDA fails to gain information from Spider, Quaritch decides to spend time with his son to gain his favor. In return, Spider teaches Quaritch about Na-6 culture and language. Knowing that Spider's knowledge could lead Quaritch to the Metkayina, Jake and his family leave their clan and relocate to Pandora's eastern sea, where they are granted asylum by the aquatic Metkayina clan. The Sully family begins assimilating into the clan by learning their ways, although Jake's children have conflicts with the sons of Neytiri, the Metkayina chief. Loake befriends Tsyria, Neytiri's daughter. Neytiri's son Aonung and his friends entice Loake to join a hunting trip, but strand him in a dangerous part of the sea. Loake is saved from a shark-like predator by Payakan, who is a tulkun, a highly intelligent whale-like creature. Loake bonds with Payakan, and learns that he has been exiled by the other tulkun. Kiri connects to the Metkayina's underwater spirit tree and meets her mother Grace in a vision, but suffers a seizure and nearly drowns. Jake summons his scientist friends Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help. They diagnose Kiri with epilepsy, warning that she may die if she links with the spirit tree again. Quaritch tracks Norm and Max's aircraft to the Metkayina's archipelago. He commandeers a ship which is hunting the Tulkun, and interrogates the NA-6 in the archipelago. After the NA-6 fail to give him information about Jake, he burns their dwellings. Meanwhile, Loak mentally links with Payakan and learns that he was exiled because he attacked humans who killed his mother, a violation of the Tulkun vow of pacifism. Aware that the Metkayina have a spiritual bond with the Tulkun, Quaritch attempts to draw Jake out by ordering the ship's captain to hunt Tulkun close to NA-6 villages. When the Metkayina learn of the Tulkun killings, Loak goes to warn Payakan, accompanied by several other children. They find that Payakan has been tagged for capture by the RDA. They help him escape, but are caught by Quaritch's team. Jake, Neytiri, and the Metkayina pursue Quaritch, who demands that Jake surrender himself in exchange for his children. Before Jake reaches the ship, Payakan attacks it, sparking a battle between the Metkayina and Quaritch's forces. Spider sabotages the RDA vessel, while Neytiri rescues Loak, Syrita, and Spider. During their escape, Neytiri is fatally shot. Outraged by Neytiri's death, Jake and Neytiri attack Quaritch's crew, seeking to rescue Kiri and Tuck. After Jake frees Tuck, Quaritch threatens to kill Kiri, but he releases her when Neytiri threatens to kill Spider. After a tense skirmish, Jake strangles Quaritch unconscious. Jake is rescued from the sinking ship by Loak and Payakan, while Kiri saves Neytiri and Tuck. Spider saves Quaritch from drowning but refuses to stay with him. After Neytiri's funeral, Jake informs Tanawari of his decision to leave the Metkayina, but Tanawari declares Jake's family part of the clan and welcomes them to stay. Jake realizes he cannot keep running from Quaritch and the RDA, and must stand and fight instead. Cast: Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldaña, Sigourney Weaver, and Stephen Lang reprise their roles from Avatar. Sam Worthington as Jake Sully, a former human who fell in love with Neytiri and befriended the NA-6 after becoming a part of the Avatar program, eventually taking their side in their conflict with humans and transferred his mind into his avatar permanently. In this film, he and his family have left the Metkayina clan and joined the Metkayina clan. 7-8. Zoe Saldaña as Neytiri, Jake's wife who left the Metkayina and joined the Metkayina. 7-8. Sigourney Weaver as Kiri, the 14-year-old daughter of Dr. Grace Augustine's NA-6 avatar, who was adopted by Jake and Neytiri. 9. Weaver appeared in the first film as Dr. Grace Augustine, a human scientist who took the side of the NA-6 and died during the conflict. Her NA-6 avatar is revealed to have birthed Kiri despite her death. Like most of the cast, she learned free diving for the film and filmed scenes underwater. 10. Weaver also reprises her role as Dr. Grace Augustine, despite Weaver saying in 2014 that she would not do so, though she and Cameron confirmed prior to then that she would return in the sequels. 11, 12, 13. She appears in this film in a video recording and in a spiritual vision in which she meets with Kiri. Stephen Lang as Colonel Miles Quaritch, formerly a human military commander who led the forces of the RDA, the human organization colonizing Pandora, and died in their conflict with the NA-6 in the first film. 14. He and other fallen soldiers were later resurrected as NA-6 recombinants. He seeks revenge against Jake and his family. 14. Cameron said that Quaritch would act as the main antagonist in all 4 planned sequels. 15, 16, 17, 18. Lang also reprises his role as the late human Quaritch in a contingency video prepared for his recombinant self. Kate Winslet as Ronal, a free diver of the Metkayina and Tanawari's wife, who is pregnant. 1920. Winslet called Ronal a pivotal character in the ongoing story but also relatively small comparative to the lengthy shoot since shooting all her scenes only took a month. 21. It marks her first time working with performance capture, and motion capture altogether. She, like most of the cast, also had to learn free diving for the film. While filming an underwater scene, she held her breath for over 7 minutes, a new record for any film scene shot underwater. 10:21:22:23. Cliff Curtis as Neytiri, chieftain of the Reef People clan of Metkayina. 24:25:26. Joel David Moore as Dr. Norm Spellman, a former scientist of the Avatar program who chose to side with the NA6 in the first film. 27. CCH Pounder as Moat, the Omatakaya's spiritual leader and Neytiri's mother. 28:29. Edie Falco as General Francis Ardmore, the commander in charge of the RDA's interests. 30. Brendan Cowell as Captain Mick Scoresby, the head of an RDA private sector marine hunting vessel on the moon of Pandora. 31. Jemaine Clement as Dr. Ian Garvin, a marine biologist working for the RDA. 32. Jamie Flatters as Neytiri, Jake and Neytiri's 16-year-old son and oldest child. 33-34. Jeremy Irwin as young Neytiri. 35. Joel David Moore's son Oliver cameos as the infant Neytiri. 36. Britton Dalton as Loake, Jake, and Neytiri's 14-year-old son. 33-34. Chloe Coleman as young Loake. Trinity Bliss as Neytiri Tuck, Jake, and Neytiri's 8-year-old daughter and their youngest child. 33-34-37. Jack Champion as Miles Spider Socorro, the 16-year-old son of Quaritch born in Hell's Gate, the human base on Pandora in the first film, who was raised by scientists who stayed on Pandora and wears NA6 attire and an oxygen mask when outside a building. He is inseparable from Jake and Neytiri's children. 33-34-38. Bailey Bass as Tsira Ureya, a graceful and strong free diver of the Metkayina and Neytiri and Ronal's daughter. 33-34. Philip Jeljo as Aonan, a young male hunter and free diver of the Metkayina and Neytiri and Ronal's son. 33-34. Dwayne Evans Jr. as Rotko, a young male hunter and free diver of the Metkayina. 33-34. Giovanni Ribisi as Parker Selfridge, the disgraced former head administrator for the RDA mining operation in the first film, who appears in a recording made for Quaritch's recombinant. 39-40-41. Dilip Rao as Dr. Max Patel, a former Avatar program scientist who allies with the NA6. 42. Matt Gerald as Corporal Lyle Wainfleet, a recombinant under Quaritch's command who was killed by a hammerhead Titanothere in the last film. 26. Gerald also reprises his role as the original human Wainfleet from the first film shown in Quaritch's video recording. Additionally, Alicia Villabailey appears uncredited as Zedinarsk Z-Dog, a recombinant and member of the 1st Recom Squadron. Villabailey previously portrayed Ikinai, the Oloikt of the Terji clan, the Omatakaya hunter train Isla, and a blonde woman in a bar in the first film. She is also featured as a stunt performer in both films. 43-44. C.J. Jones appears, also uncredited, as a Metkayina interpreter of the NA6 sign language he created. 45. Keston John plays Tarsum, a member of the Omatakaya clan who succeeds Jake when he and his family flee to the Metkayina territories. Themes and analysis. Family is the central concept featured in Avatar, The Way of Water. 46-47-48. RogerEvert.com critic Brian Tallarico notes that some of the themes in the film echo themes from earlier films directed by Cameron, including Titanic, 1997, Aliens, 1986, The Abyss, 1989, The Terminator, 1984, and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991. For example, the film asks whether you should run and hide from a powerful enemy or fight their evil, similar to the Terminator films. The film also invokes themes of environmentalism and settler colonialism. 49. Comparing the themes of the sequels to the original, Cameron said it will be a natural extension of all the themes, and the characters, and the spiritual undercurrents. Basically, if you loved the first movie, you're gonna love these movies, and if you hated it, you're probably gonna hate these. If you loved it at the time, and you said later you hated it, you're probably gonna love these. 50. Production. Development. James Cameron speaking in 2022. Director James Cameron in 2022. In 2006, James Cameron said if Avatar 2009 were successful, he would consider making 2 sequels. 51. In 2010, he said the sequels would proceed as planned as a result of the film's widespread success. 52. The sequels were originally scheduled for release in December 2014 and 2015. 53. He included certain scenes in the first film for future story follow ups. 51. 7. Cameron planned to shoot the sequels back-to-back and to begin work once the novel is nailed down. 54. He said the sequels would widen the universe while exploring other moons of Polyphemus. 55. The first sequel would focus on the ocean of Pandora and also feature more of the rainforest. 56. He intended to capture footage for the sequel at the bottom of the Mariana Trench using a deep water submersible. 57. In 2011, Cameron said he was just starting to design the ocean ecosystem of Pandora and the other worlds to be included in the story. The storyline, although continuing the environmental theme of the first film, would not be strident since the film will concentrate on entertainment. 58. The sequels were confirmed as continuing to follow the characters of Jake and Neytiri in December 2009. 8. Cameron implied that the humans would return as the antagonists of the story. 59. In 2011, Cameron said he would film the sequels at a higher frame rate than the industry standard 24 frames per second, to add a heightened sense of reality. 60. In 2013, Cameron announced that the sequels would be filmed in New Zealand, with performance capture to take place in 2014. An agreement with the New Zealand government required at least one world premiere to be held in Wellington and at least $500 million, approximately $410 million at December 2013 exchange rates, to be spent on production activity in New Zealand, including live-action filming and visual effects. The New Zealand government announced it would raise its baseline tax rebate for filmmaking from 15% to 20%, with 25% available to international productions in some cases and 40% for New Zealand productions, as defined by Section 18 of the New Zealand Film Commission Act 1978. 61-62. Cameron mentioned a possible third sequel for the first time in 2012, and was officially confirmed the following year. 63-64. Cameron was then looking to release Avatar 2 in 2015, but later that year, production was rescheduled for 2014, with the film to be released in December 2016, and to be followed by the 2 other sequels in 2017 and 2018. 65. By 2015, the scheduled release dates for the sequels were each delayed by another year, with the first sequel expected to be released in December 2017. This was due to the writing process, which Cameron called a complex job. 66-67. The following month, Fox announced a further release delay. 68. In February 2016, production of the sequels was scheduled to begin in April 2016 in New Zealand. 69. In April 2016, Cameron announced at Cinemacon that there will be 4 Avatar sequels, all of which will be filmed simultaneously. 70. New crew members include cinematographer Russell Carpenter, who worked with Cameron on True Lies, 1994, and Titanic, 1997, and Ashrita Kamath, who will act as art director on all 4 sequels. 71-72-73. Kirk Crack, founder of Performance Freediving International, worked as a freediving trainer for the cast and crew for the underwater scenes. 74. Several creatures that were first introduced in the theme park attraction Avatar Flight of Passage were featured in the film. 75. In 2019, after several media outlets shared rumors of potential titles for the Avatar sequels, including the name Avatar, The Way of Water, Cameron confirmed that the titles mentioned were among titles that are in consideration but had not been finalized at the time. 76. In 2022, Cameron said that about 10 minutes of gunplay action were cut from the film as he was no longer inclined to fetishize the gun, although he is known as an action filmmaker. 77. Writing. In 2012, Cameron said the sequels were being written as separate stories that have an overall arc inclusive of the first film, with the second having a clear conclusion instead of a cliffhanger to the next film. Screenwriters were also announced: Josh Friedman for the first, Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver for the second, and Shane Salerno for the third. 65. However, Friedman later clarified and said Jaffa and Silver were writing the first of the 4 sequels and he was writing the second. 78. In April 2014, Cameron expected to finish the, then, 3 scripts within 6 weeks, stating that all 3 sequels would be in production simultaneously and were still slated for December 2016 to 2018 releases. 79. He said although Friedman, Jaffa, and Silver, and Salerno are each co-writing 1 sequel with him, they at first worked together on all 3 scripts. I didn't assign each writer which film they were going to work on until the last day. I knew if I assigned them their scripts ahead of time, they'd tune out every time we were talking about the other movie. 65. 81. 82. 15. 78. 83. Cameron added that they had worked out every beat of the story across all 3 films so it all connects as one, sort of, 3-film saga, a creative process that was inspired by his experiences in the writing room of his television series Dark Angel. 84. The writing took longer than expected, forcing Cameron to delay the release of the films further in 2015. 66. He spent a year writing the script for the first sequel titled Avatar: The High Ground, a 130-page treatment, and then threw it out and started over because it didn't go enough into the unexpected, which is one of the critical elements about sequels, according to Cameron. At one point, he threatened to fire his writers because they would only focus on the new stories, rather than first figuring out what made the original movie a success. 85. 86. In December 2015, in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Cameron said, "I'm in the process of doing another pass through all 3 scripts, just refining. That's in parallel with the design process. The design process is very mature at this point. We've been designing for about a year and a half. All the characters, settings, and creatures are all pretty much set. 87. On February 11, 2017, Cameron announced that the writing of all 4 sequels was complete. 88. In a November 26 interview the same year, he estimated that the scripts had taken 4 years to write overall. 51. Element in The High Ground, showing an outer space battle between NA6, humans, and spaceships was cut. This was later used in the prequel novel of the same name. Cameron cited the omission of the sequel's core aspects, which were insufficient, as reasons for the removal. 89. 90. Discussing the character of Tuck in a February 2019 interview, Cameron mentioned that she was 8 years old, and that the film would feature a scene between Jake and Neytiri taking place from Tuck's perspective. There's a 3-page argument scene between Jake and Neytiri, a marital dispute, very, very critical to the storyline. I wound up shooting it all from the point of view of the 8-year-old hiding under the structure and peeking in. Having gone through the experience with Sam Worthington on Avatar, I now knew how to write the Jake character going forward across the emotional roller coaster of the next 4 movies. 37. 91. Cameron said the film addresses the implications of Jake and Neytiri becoming parents in the time that elapsed since the first film. 92. He said, "Becoming a parent changes so much of your behavior and your value system. What we saw in the first film were people who were fearless. Jake would throw himself off his Ikran onto a Leonopteryx, creatures featured in Avatar, but is a father of 4 going to do that. He's trying to keep his kids alive and trying to adjust his own life. Is he still a warrior? Are these young boys who are 14, 15, 16, coming up, getting all excited about wanting to go to war and fight for their people and for their land. How's Jake going to be a hypocrite and hold them back when he has to go do it? 92. In a December 2019 interview, Lang said his character was always meant to return in the sequels, as Cameron had shared with him that Quaritch had a future while shooting the original film. 93. Casting. Producer Landau, Worthington, Saldaña, Cameron, Weaver, and Lang promoting the film in Tokyo. Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldaña were confirmed in January 2010 to have signed on to reprise their roles in the sequels. 7 later that year, Cameron confirmed that both Weaver and Stephen Lang would return despite the demise of their characters. 1512 Cameron also said Weaver would be featured in all 3 sequels, the 4th one was not planned at the time, and that her character, Grace Augustine, would be alive. 13 In March 2015, however, Weaver said that she will play a new character in the next film. 11 Cameron confirmed in 2010 that Lang would return as Quaritch in the first 3 sequels, stating, "I'm not going to say exactly how we're bringing him back, but it's a science fiction story, after all. His character will evolve into really unexpected places across the arc of our new 3-film saga." 1516. In September 2015, Michelle Rodriguez said unlike Weaver and Lang, whose characters had also died in the first film, she would not return in Avatar 2. 94. Several new cast announcements were made in 2017, with Joel David Moore, CCH Pounder, and Matt Gerald all confirmed to return from the first film. 28, 29, 26, 27 Additionally, Cliff Curtis joined the cast as Tanawari, the leader of the NA6 Reef People clan of Metkayina. 24-26 On September 23, 2017, child actor Philip Jeljo was revealed to have been signed in an undisclosed role. 95 On September 27, 7 child actors were confirmed as a part of the main cast including Jeljo, Jamie Flatters, Britton Dalton and Trinity Bliss as Jake and Neytiri's children, Jeljo, Bailey Bass, and Dwayne Evans Jr. as members of the Metkayina, together with Curtis, and Jack Champion, the only one to perform in live action, as a human born on Pandora. 33-34 Cameron later said the child cast had been trained for 6 months to prepare for the underwater scenes filmed in performance capture, and that they now could all hold their breath in the 2 to 4 minute range, and were now all perfectly capable of acting underwater, very calmly while holding their breath. 96-97. On October 3, 2017, it was reported that Winslet, who starred in Cameron's Titanic, had joined the cast of Avatar 2, and possibly its sequels. Cameron commented, "Kate and I had been looking for something to do together for 20 years, since our collaboration on Titanic, which was one of the most rewarding of my career," and added that her character was named Ronal. 1998-20 When asked by comicbook.com on her reasons to return to work with Cameron, Winslet said he just asked her to play Ronal and she accepted out of a combination of her love for the first Avatar film, an attraction to the well-written and strong female role she was offered, a love for being on the water and to work with Cameron and the film's cast. 99 Although the nature of her character was originally unknown, the following month Cameron said Ronal was part of the Sea People, the Reef People, in reference to the NA6 clan of Metkayina, making Avatar 2 Winslet's first role via performance capture, or motion capture altogether, which she was looking forward to, since she insisted on performing all of her character's movements herself. She, like the child cast, had to learn free diving for the film. 50-21 Winslet, who had been notoriously reluctant about working with Cameron again because of the complicated situations he puts his actors in for their scenes, said Cameron proposed the role to her in July 2017 when he came to help her and their fellow Titanic collaborator Leonardo DiCaprio at a fundraiser in France, sending her the scripts shortly after. 21 She commented that her role was relatively small comparative to the lengthy shoot, as she would have 1 month of shootings, but also a pivotal character in the ongoing story. 21. On October 13, 2017, it was announced that Giovanni Ribisi would reprise his role of Parker Selfridge from the first film, in all 4 upcoming Avatar films. 40 On January 25, 2018, Dilip Rao was confirmed to return as Dr. Max Patel. A year later, Edie Falco, Brendan Cowell and Jemaine Clement joined the cast in live-action roles. 30-31-32 Mark Maron also auditioned for Clement's part. 100 Edward Norton turned down an undisclosed role in Avatar 2, due to only being interested in playing a NA6, which his proposed character was not. 101 Joel David Moore's then infant son, Oliver, filmed a brief cameo as an infant Neytiri. 36. Filming. Motion capture. Avatar, The Way of Water entered production and started preliminary shooting on August 15, 2017, with Manhattan Beach, California, as the main shooting location. 102 Principal photography began on September 25, 2017, on a $350 to $460 million budget. The film is one of the most expensive films ever made. 103 It was simultaneously filmed with Avatar, Fire and Ash, 2025. 104 As Weaver later revealed in November, filming had to be moved around to allow her to film a cameo appearance in the Series 8 finale of Doc Martin, 2004-22. 105. On November 23, Cameron said the crew had been undergoing tests with the cast for the last month to film underwater scenes in motion capture, and that they succeeded in filming the first of those on November 14, featuring 6 of their 7 main child actors, including Trinity Bliss. 50 He said, "We're getting really good data, beautiful character motion and great facial performance capture. We basically cracked the code." 96-97 The cast and crew did not use scuba sets as air bubbles might interfere with the accuracy of the sensors. Another problem with underwater scenes was how the infrared light used in performance capture was not registered by the camera sensors as it was absorbed by the water, and so UV light had to be used instead. 2 separate motion capture systems were made, one used underwater, and another above the water, which had to work in sync with one another. 106 Cameron said that tests would last until January 2018, as we're still working in our small test tank. We graduate to our big tank in January. 96 It was a dialogue scene, as according to Cameron, the characters communicate via a kind of a sign language. 50 The underwater fight scene between Worthington and Lang was difficult, based on their interviews. Worthington considered this a risky option because doing chokeouts can cause drowning. Overseen by a safety team during the shoot, the actors ensured their survival. 46 107. On April 30, 2018, Winslet had just a couple days of shooting left to do. 108 While filming an underwater scene, Winslet held her breath for over 7 minutes, breaking the record for longest breath held while shooting a film scene underwater, a record previously held by Tom Cruise for Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, 2015. 10 In May 2018, Saldaña said filming was kind of only halfway done and that the crew is about to finish motion capture production on the second and third movies, and then after that, they go straight into pre-production for the live-action part that would shoot for 6 months in New Zealand. 109. Saldaña finished shooting her scenes on June 8, for both Avatar 2 and its sequel, while Cameron said around the same time that 130 days of performance capture had been shot. 22-23 On November 14, 2018, Cameron announced filming with the principal performance capture cast had been completed. 18. Part of the movie was shot at 24 frames per second, while many fast scenes were filmed at 48 frames per second. This allowed for fast objects to remain clearly visible, although some minor visual glitches resulted in the motion captured actors occasionally being visible. 110 To avoid the soap opera effect, Lightstorm Entertainment collaborated with Pixelworks to use their proprietary motion grading software, TrueCut Motion. 111. Live action. In February 2019, Landau said live-action filming for Avatar 2 and 3 would commence in New Zealand in the spring of 2019. 112. Cameron confirmed later the same month that they had only wrapped for the motion capture parts. Now, that is the vast majority of the characters and it is the vast majority of the running time of the film s. But that pesky little live-action component is going to cost me 5 months of my life across the 2 movies. 113. Filming for 2019 concluded on November 29, to resume the following year in New Zealand. 114, 115, 116. On March 17, 2020, Landau announced that the filming of the Avatar sequel films in New Zealand had been postponed indefinitely in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. He also confirmed that production would remain in Los Angeles. 117. However, virtual production continued in Manhattan Beach, California while visual effects continued at Weta Digital in Wellington. 118. In early May, health and safety production protocols had been endorsed by the New Zealand government, allowing filming to resume in the country. 119. On June 1, 2020, Landau posted a picture of himself and Cameron on Instagram, showing that they had returned to New Zealand to resume filming. After their arrival, Cameron and 55 other crew members who had traveled to New Zealand started a 2-week government-supervised isolation period at a hotel in Wellington before they would resume filming. This would make Avatar 2 and 3 the first major Hollywood blockbusters to resume production after postponing filming due to the pandemic. 120, 121, 122. On June 16, 2020, Cameron resumed filming and Landau posted a photo of his crew on Instagram filming the production. 123, 124. The New Zealand production hired 46 New Zealand cast members including Cliff Curtis, Tanauri, and Dwayne Evans Jr. Roxto, 114 local stunt artists, almost 800 extras, and 36 apprentices and interns. 125, 126. In September 2020, Cameron confirmed that live-action filming in New Zealand had been completed, therefore completing the shooting of the film altogether after over 3 years. He estimated Avatar: Fire and Ash to be 95% completed, due to having live-action parts yet to be filmed outside of New Zealand. 127, 128, 129. In July 2022, the New Zealand Film Commission disclosed that the Avatar sequels had received over $140 million worth of public funding through the country's Screen Production Grant. By comparison, the Hobbit trilogy, 2012 to 2014, had received $161 million in film subsidies. While ACT Party Deputy Leader Brooke Van Velden criticized the government's film subsidy program for allegedly taking public funding from other areas, the Economic Development and Regional Development Minister Stuart Nash argued that New Zealand's film subsidies for major Hollywood products brought much-needed overseas investment and jobs to the New Zealand film industry. 130. Visual effects. It's never been done before and it's very tricky because our motion capture system, like most motion capture systems, is what they call optical based, meaning that it uses markers that are photographed with hundreds of cameras. The problem with water is not the underwater part, but the interface between the air and the water, which forms a moving mirror. That moving mirror reflects all the dots and markers, and it creates thousands of false targets, so we've had to figure out how to get around that problem, which we did. It's taken us about 1.5 years now to work out how we're going to do it. Cameron, on blending underwater filming and motion capture system 131-132. On July 31, 2017, it was announced that Weta FX had commenced work on the Avatar sequels. 133. The film heavily features underwater scenes, actually filmed underwater with the cast in performance capture. 96-97. Blending underwater filming and performance capture being a feature never accomplished before, It took the team a year and a half to develop a new motion capture system. 131 in December 2022, Weta FX's VFX producer David Conley described Avatar 2 as the biggest visual effects project that the company had ever undertaken, totaling nearly 3.3 billion thread powers. To cope with the huge amount of data, Weta used the services of cloud storage company Amazon Web Services. 134. In November 2015, Landau said Avatar 2 would have a number of major technological improvements since the first movie. A lot more of the lighting work on the virtual production stage could be done during production instead of post-production, and like Alita, Battle Angel, 2019, which is produced and co-written by Cameron, the crew can use 2 lightweight HD headcams to record the actor's facial performance. In addition, they also use 2 digital puppets instead of just one that is an accurate copy of the real actor, and another that is the actor's character, allowing the team to retarget one onto the other to make it as accurate as possible. 136. Cameron said there was a possibility that the film could be shown in glasses-free 3D, along with the sequels. 138, but he later disagreed with these rumors and did not think the technology would be there yet. 139. Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, also returned to assist with VFX work for the film, after doing so with Weta for the climax sequence of the first film. ILM assisted in delivering 48 one-off VFX shots for the film's opening scenes. 141. The film was completed on November 23, 2022. 142. Runtime. In July 2022, Empire revealed the runtime was around 3 hours at that stage in production. 143. In November 2022, the film's runtime was revealed to be 192 minutes, 3 hours and 12 minutes. In the Empire interview, Cameron said, "I don't want anybody whining about length when they sit and binge-watch television for 8 hours. I've watched my kids sit and do 5 one-hour episodes in a row. Here's the big social paradigm shift that has to happen: it's okay to get up and go pee." 145. Avatar, The Way of Water is the second Disney-distributed film and the second 20th Century Studios film, after Avengers, Endgame and Titanic respectively, to exceed 3 hours in length. 146. Music. Main article, Avatar, The Way of Water, soundtrack. Avatar composer James Horner was originally reported to score music for the franchise, before his death in June 2015. 147. In December 2019, Simon Franglen, who had previously worked with both Cameron and Horner as record producer and arranger since 1997's Titanic, including on Avatar, notably completing Horner's score for 2016's The Magnificent Seven after his death, was reported to write music for the film. 148. Landau confirmed his involvement in the project in August 2021, while also associating with the forthcoming Avatar sequels. 149. 150. Horner's score was reused in the film, in addition to the original themes produced by Franglen. 150. The scoring for Avatar, The Way of Water officially began on July 29, 2022. 151. The soundtrack album was released on December 16, 2022, by Hollywood Records. 152. 153. An expanded score album, featuring 10 more tracks from the original score, followed 4 days later. 154. In November 2022, it was reported that the film would feature an original song titled Songcord, which will be performed by Franglen and Zoe Saldaña. 155. The following month, it was announced that Canadian singer The Weeknd would contribute an original song Nothing Is Lost, You Give Me Strength, to the film, produced by Franglen and Swedish supergroup Swedish House Mafia. 152. 156. Marketing. Disney extensively promoted Avatar: The Way of Water across multiple media platforms, including merchandising, consumer products, theme parks and advertising. 157 At the 2022 Cinemacon 158, the new title for the sequel was officially announced and the first teaser trailer was debuted at the event. 159 Along with 4 new first-look images, showing off the adventures of the Na-6 on and off the coasts of Pandora. 11 It was theatrically showcased at the premiere of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness 161 and was later released online on May 9. 162 The teaser finished its first 24-hour online window with 148.6 million views, 163 including 23 million from China alone, according to Disney and 20th Century. 165 Grant Ridner of GQ commented, "The trailer features minimal dialogue and primarily focuses on shots of the cerulean Pandora and its residents, as well as indigenous flora and fauna." 166. However, Stuart Heritage of The Guardian criticized the teaser, saying, "There isn't a trace of premise here, or character, or any real action to speak of. Instead, we're given a minute and a half of nice-looking scenery. It's like being held hostage to look at someone's holiday photos." 167. Louis Chilton of The Independent also felt that the trailer feels rather too much like a tech demo, or the trailer for a long-gestating video game sequel. 168. In June 2022, the teaser was edited by Disney ahead of the theatrical screenings of Pixar's Lightyear, where sequences featuring Sully holding a rifle and few guns were edited. According to Russ Burlingame of Comic Book Resources, the trailer was edited due to public sentiments to avoid glorifying gun violence as Lightyear released after the Robb Elementary School shooting incident. 169 While the Rap's Drew Taylor opined that the change was made on the request of the Motion Picture Association for attaching the trailer with PG-rated films. 170 new set photos were released by Empire on June 30, showing Kate Winslet and Cliff Curtis in their Na-6 forms. 171 and subsequent photos were released on the following day, showing Sigourney Weaver as Jake and Neytiri's adopted teenage Na-6 daughter, Kiri. 9 Though the film was not promoted at San Diego Comic-Con, LEGO released 4 new sets from the franchise as a part of the promotions. 172. 8 minutes of the film's footage were showcased in 3D at the D23 Expo on September 10, 2022. 174 McFarlane Toys had launched several action figures based on the characters and creatures, which were unveiled at the event. 175 The collections were officially released on October 1. 176 A second excerpt from the film was shown during the credits of the Avatar re-release on September 23, which evidently varies in different versions and screenings. 177 178 The official trailer was released on November 2 at Good Morning America. 179 180 new poster characters were released on November 21, and the second and final trailer was also released then. 181 182 An 18-minute clip of never-seen-before footage from the film was exclusively released at the CCXP convention on December 2. 183 The footage features independent storylines surrounding Jake's character and events occurring several years since the first film. 184. Disney initiated the environmental global campaign, Keep Our Oceans Amazing, to support the Nature Conservancy in the conservation of marine habitats and animal species. 157 185 A concept art book titled The Art of Avatar: The Way of Water, written by Tara Bennett with a foreword by Robert Rodriguez, was made available for pre-order in October 2022, and was set to be released simultaneously with the film. 186 Another book titled Avatar: The Way of Water, The Visual Dictionary by Joshua Izzo is also set to be released with the film. 186. Deadline Hollywood estimated that advertisers paid more than $170 million for promos. Lightstorm Entertainment and Mercedes-Benz revealed the Vision AVTR concept car inspired by the film at the Consumer Electronics Show in 2020. Amazon Echo enabled interactions for its Alexa virtual assistant based on the film, the first time it did so for any film. In China, Disney partnered with JD.com and Alipay for advertising, while Razer Incorporated launched the Yaki Orakai V2 avatar computer mouse in the country themed after the film. NYX Professional Makeup owned by L'Oreal promoted a lineup of makeup products inspired by the film. Kellogg's launched an estimated 53 million avatar-themed packages across its 3 labels. Motorola Mobility and Deutsche Telekom partnered with Disney to promote the film in Latin America and EMEA respectively. 187. Release. Theatrical. Avatar, The Way of Water's world premiere was held on December 6, 2022, at the Odeon Lux Leicester Square in London. 188. The film was released to theaters in some countries on December 14, 2022. 189 and was theatrically released in the United States on December 16 by Disney subsidiary 20th Century Studios. 190. 191. 192. The film is the first in the series to be released under Disney, since its acquisition of the entertainment properties of 21st Century Fox and therein the rights to Avatar in 2019. 193. 194. The film was released in Real D 3D, Dolby Cinema, IMAX, and IMAX 3D formats. Select showings also had support for a dynamic high frame rate of up to 48 frames per second. 195. The Way of Water, alongside the forthcoming sequels, was released in Dolby Vision. 50. The Way of Water is one of the widest releases ever given for a Disney film, debuting on over 12,000 screens in the United States and Canada and 40,000 internationally. 196. The 2023 Hollywood Professional Association Tech Retreat revealed that 1,065 individual digital cinema packages, DCPs, were created for the film's theatrical release. This includes specific variations of the film presented in formats such as 2D, 3D, HDR, 4K, varying light levels, aspect ratios, and various audio formats, as well as 51 subtitled languages and 28 dubbed language variations. According to Disney's Motion Pictures Operations VP Kim Beresford, the film was divided into 15 reels, resulting in 6,338 portions, to be completed in time, allowing the DCP mastering team to begin creating delivery elements before the complete film was locked. Roughly 800 DCPs were reviewed for quality control 5 days prior to the film's release date. Walt Disney Studios VP of Distribution Technology Mark Arana said, "We had to turn our operation into a 24/7 support model." Additionally, Disney's distribution team invented a new system to create and keep track of the numerous versions as well as a cloud-based DCP mastering tool. 197. Excessive detail. The film was subjected to 8 delays, as the crew took more time on the writing, pre-production and visual effects process. Initially in late 2010, the film was scheduled for release in December 2014. 53. By mid-2013, Cameron originally intended Avatar 2 to be released in December 2015. 65. Which was subsequently delayed to 2016 and then to 2017. 67. 66. In April 2016, Cameron announced 4 Avatar sequels which would be released in December 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2023. 70. But, in March 2017, he said this film would not be released in 2018, due to extensive production and the visual effects process. 198. In April 2017, a new release date of December 18, 2020, was announced, with all the other sequels, Avatar 3, 4, and 5 releasing on December 17, 2021, December 20, 2024, and December 19, 2025, respectively. 199. However, Following the announcement of the 3 upcoming Star Wars films 200 in May 2019, the sequels were delayed another 2 years, with this film being scheduled to be released on December 17, 2021. 201. The release date was again deferred due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and in August 2020, a new release date of December 16, 2022, was announced. 195. 202. 190. Mentioning the delays, Cameron felt optimistic that they would not harm the film's success, likening Avatar 2 to his films Aliens, 1986, and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, which were both commercially successful sequels released 7 years after the original films. 5203. The film was also approved for release in China, making it one of the few Hollywood blockbusters to be greenlit for distribution in the country in 2022. 204. In May 2025, it was announced the film would be re-released in theaters on October 3, 2025, including both IMAX and 3D formats, for 1 week only. 205. Home media. Avatar: The Way of Water was released for digital download on March 28, 2023. It contains behind-the-scenes featurettes. 206. The film was released on June 7, 2023, on Disney Plus and Max. 207. 208. Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment, under the 20th Century Home Entertainment label, distributed Avatar: The Way of Water on Ultra HD Blu-ray, Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and DVD on June 20, 2023. 209. Disney released an expanded collector's edition of the film on December 19, 2023. 210. On February 2, 2024, the film became available to stream in variable high frame rate in 3D 4K Dolby Vision on the Disney Plus app for Vision OS. 211. Analytics company Samba TV, which gathers viewership data from some smart TVs and content providers, reported that more than 2.6 million U.S. households streamed Avatar: The Way of Water on Disney Plus and Max during its first 4 days of availability, June 7 to 11, 2023. Viewership was particularly strong in Portland, plus 28%, Seattle, plus 26%, and Sacramento, plus 26%. Black households, plus 10%, and Hispanic households, plus 9%, over-indexed compared to the national average. 212. Nielsen Media Research, which records streaming viewership on some U.S. television screens, subsequently announced that Avatar: The Way of Water was the 9th most streamed film of 2023, with 6.4 billion minutes viewed. 213. 214. Reception. Box office. Theater attendees watching the film in 3D in Barcelona. Avatar: The Way of Water has grossed $688.5 million in the United States and Canada, and $1.646 billion in other territories, for a worldwide total of $2.334 billion. 4.5. It had a domestic opening of $134.1 million and an overseas opening of $307.6 million, thus a worldwide opening weekend of $441.7 million, the 11th biggest of all time, and the 3rd largest in the COVID-19 pandemic era, behind Spider-Man: No Way Home, $601 million, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, $452.4 million. IMAX accounted for $48.8 million, the 2nd highest global weekend ever for a film released in IMAX cinemas. 215. 216. It is the highest grossing film of 2022, the 3rd highest grossing film of all time. 217. 218. And the highest grossing film of the pandemic era. 219. It is the 4th film to reach the $1 billion milestone in the pandemic era after Spider-Man: No Way Home, Top Gun, Maverick and Jurassic World Dominion, as well as the 6th fastest overall to reach the milestone at 14 days. 221. It crossed the $2 billion milestone on January 22, becoming the first film in the pandemic era and the sixth in history to reach the milestone. It is also the second fastest to gross over $2 billion, reaching the milestone in 40 days. 223. Deadline Hollywood calculated the film's net profit as $531.7 million, accounting for production budgets, marketing, talent participations, and other costs. Box office grosses and home media revenues placed it first on their list of 2022's most valuable blockbusters. 224. United States and Canada. By December 14, 2022, prior to the film's release in the United States and Canada, Box Office Pro projected an opening weekend of $145 to $179 million, and a total final gross of $574 to $803 million. 225. The film made $53.2 million on its first day, including $17 million from Thursday night previews. It went on to debut to a $134.1 million weekend, nearly double the original's opening of $77 million, but coming in below expectations while finishing first at the box office. 226. 227. Deadline Hollywood and Variety wrote that strong audience exit scores, the small day-to-day drop, limited competition from other films and the upcoming Christmas holiday all indicated likely strong legs at the box office. 228. The film made $63.3 million in its second weekend, a drop of 53%, $229 and $95.6 million over the four-day Christmas weekend, remaining atop the box office. 230. Box office analysts partially attributed the December 2022 North American winter storm for the drop. 231. 232. In the third weekend, it grossed $67.4 million for an increase of 6%, and also grossed $88.8 million through the four-day New Year weekend. 233. 234. While becoming the second highest grossing film of 2022 in the region. 235. It remained the highest grossing film at the box office throughout its first 7 weekends of release, the highest number of consecutive weekends for any film since the original Avatar. 236. 237. It is also the 7th highest grossing film of all time in the US and Canada. 238. China. On the release day of Avatar, The Way of Water, Tianjin Maoyan Culture Media estimated that the film would make $357 million, 2.5 billion yen, and $100 million in its opening weekend, later revising it down to $222 million, 1.5 billion yen. 239. 240. It grossed $57 million in the first week in China, according to Artisan Gateway. This included a gross of $51.3 million during the weekend. The box office gross of the film was impacted by the recent surge in COVID-19 infections in the country. IMAX meanwhile reported that the film marked its best weekend ever in China, with a $15.8 million opening. 241. In the second weekend, the film grossed $25.9 million, for a drop of 55%, 242, and an increase of 42% during the New Year weekend with $36.9 million. 243. Avatar, The Way of Water ultimately grossed $245 million in China, slightly more than the $202 million that Avatar earned in its initial run. 244. 240. Other territories. Outside the US and Canada, the film grossed $307.6 million in 52 countries in its first week of release. The largest openings for the film by the end of the week were in China, $56.8 million, South Korea, $24.9 million, France, $21.7 million, Germany, $19.4 million, and India, $19.2 million. 215. 216. In the second weekend, it grossed $168.6 million for a drop of 42%. 245 in the third weekend, it grossed $186.7 million, an increase of 6% from the previous weekend. 246 in the fourth weekend, it grossed $132.6 million for a drop of 30%, while becoming the highest grossing film of the pandemic era outside the US and Canada. 247 The five largest running total countries by February 26, 2023, are China, $249.8 million, France, $148.3 million, Germany, $138.3 million, South Korea, $105 million, and the United Kingdom, $91 million. It became the highest grossing film of all time in 20 box office territories, including Germany, France, Austria, Turkey, and New Zealand. 248, 249, 250, 251. Critical response. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 76% of 455 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 7.1/10. The website's consensus reads, narratively, it might be fairly standard stuff, but visually speaking, Avatar: The Way of Water is a stunningly immersive experience. 252. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 67 out of 100, based on 68 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. 253 audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A on an A+ to F scale, the same as the first Avatar, while Post-Track reported 91% of audience members gave the film a positive score, with 82% saying they would definitely recommend it. 3. Positive reviews focused on the visual spectacle of the film, and advocated seeing it in as large a format as possible. 254 Chicago Sun-Times critic Richard Roper rated the film 3.5 out of 4 stars, highlighting the film's visuals as some of the most dazzling, vibrant, and gorgeous images ever seen on screen. 255 Variety critic Owen Gleiberman praised the film as a dizzyingly spectacular sequel with miraculously sustained combat sequences, scenes that will make your eyes pop, your head spin and your soul race, and state-of-the-art 3D, never in your face, just images that look and feel sculpted, that makes the film's every underwater glide feel as experiential as one that you're literally on. On the other hand, Gleiberman felt that the story is basic with a string of serviceable cliches, bare-bones dialogue and little dimensionality to the characters. 256 The Atlantic critic David Sims said that the film will wow audiences and exhibit new delights in the alien world of Pandora, while noting that the film gets off to a slow start that is busy with plot details as the film updates the audience on the past decade plus of Pandoran life. 257 Science writer Darren Naish praised the creature design and detailed alien world, saying the series would remain a mainstay of discussions in creature design and speculative biology for some time yet. 258. Los Angeles Times critic Justin Chang hailed Cameron as one of the few Hollywood visionaries who actually merits that much abused term, and said the film will stun most of his naysayers into silence, while also praising the film's tenderness and sentimentality. 259 Entertainment Weekly critic Leah Greenblatt summarized her review of The Way of Water, saying that it created its own whole-cloth reality, a meticulous world building as astonishing and enveloping as anything we've ever seen on screen until that crown is passed, inevitably, in December 2024, the projected release date for Avatar 3. 260. Some critics felt the film was excessively long, and the script too insubstantial to justify the length. 6 Anthony Lane of The New Yorker opined, the film is more than 3 hours long, some of it dangerously close to dawdling. Not until the final third does Cameron apply the whip and remind us that, in the choreographing of action sequences, he remains unsurpassed. 261. The Guardian critic Peter Bradshaw was critical of the scathingly bland plot and claimed that, despite the shift in setting, there isn't a single interesting visual image. 262 San Francisco Chronicle reviewer Miklas Al called it a 1-hour story rattling around in a 192-minute bag, while acknowledging that it looks pretty good, incorporating one of the best uses of 3D to date, with visuals that seem to have been conceived in 3 dimensions. 263 Robbie Collin of The Telegraph said the film has no plot, no stakes, and atrocious dialogue, and that for all its world-building sprawl, The Way of Water is a horizon-narrowing experience, the sad side of a great filmmaker reversing up a creative cul-de-sac. 264 The Toronto Star commented that the film was poorly received by some Indigenous peoples in Canada, being viewed as trying to portray the colonial struggles of an Indigenous population, with reviewer Drew Hayden Taylor noting, "It's also rather conventional in its own way and somewhat boring. Predictable. I've been involved in crooked card games with a less foreseeable storyline." 265. Accolades. Main article, list of accolades received by Avatar, The Way of Water. At the 95th Academy Awards, Avatar, The Way of Water received nominations for Best Picture, Best Sound, and Best Production Design, and won Best Visual Effects. 266 Its other nominations include 2 Annie Awards, winning both, 267 2 British Academy Film Awards, winning 1, 268 5 Critics' Choice Movie Awards, winning 1, 269 and 2 Golden Globe Awards. 270 The National Board of Review and the American Film Institute named The Way of Water one of the 10 best films of 2022. 271 272. Sequels. Main article, Avatar, Fire and Ash. The Way of Water is the first of 4 planned sequels to Avatar. Avatar, Fire and Ash started filming simultaneously with this film in New Zealand on September 25, 2017. Cast members from previous films, including Worthington, Saldaña, Lang, Weaver, Pounder, Winslet, Curtis, Ribisi, Moore, Ralph, Gerald, Dalton, Bliss, Champion, Bass, and Jeljo, have all been announced to return, while Una Chaplin, Michelle Yeoh, and David Thewlis will be playing new characters. 273 274 275 276. According to Kirk Crack, Cameron said that Fire and Ash will be 30% water, The Way of Water will be 60%, and 4 and 5 15%. 106 The ocean scenes for the sequels were filmed during the production of The Way of Water. 277. Although the last 2 sequels have been reportedly greenlit, in a November 2017 interview, Cameron said, "Let's face it, if Avatar 2 and 3 don't make enough money, there's not going to be a 4 and 5. 50. Thewlis later confirmed this in February 2018, stating they're making 2 and 3, they're gonna see if people go and see them, and then they'll make 4 and 5. 278. Conversely, in November 2018, Weaver said, after the first 2 sequels had completed main photography, that she was currently busy doing Avatar 4 and 5, which several media outlets interpreted as confirmation that the last 2 sequels had started filming. 279 280 281. In January 2019, in face of the proposed acquisition of 21st Century Fox by the Walt Disney Company, Disney CEO Bob Iger confirmed that both Avatar 4 and Avatar 5 are being developed but have not been officially greenlit. 282 According to producer Landau in February 2019, Iger may have been misinterpreted. He said that Avatar 4 and 5 are not only greenlit but also a third of Avatar 4 has already been filmed. 283. Following the box office success of The Way of Water, Cameron confirmed that the sequels are effectively greenlit. It looks like with the momentum that the film has now that we'll easily pass our break even in the next few days, so it looks like I can't wiggle out of this and I'm gonna have to do these other sequels, Cameron said in January 2023, adding, I know what I'm going to be doing the next 6 or 7 years. 284. It was also confirmed that Brendan Cowell will reprise his role as Captain Mick Scoresby and will also feature the return of Payakan, the Tulkun who befriends Loake. 285. Giovanni Ribisi will reprise his role as Parker Selfridge, with his character having a bigger role in the film after his brief cameo in The Way of Water. Samuel Henry John Worthington, born August 2, 1976, is an Australian actor known for his work in both independent Australian cinema and Hollywood. He rose to prominence in Australia with acclaimed performances in films such as Bootman, 2000, and Somersault, 2004, latter of which won him Australia's highest film award for Best Actor, and gained further recognition through his role in the TV series Love My Way. Worthington achieved international fame as the protagonist of James Cameron's Avatar, 2009, the highest-grossing film of all time, and reprised his role in its sequels. 1. He also starred in other major studio productions including Terminator Salvation, 2009, Clash of the Titans, 2010, and Wrath of the Titans, 2012, while voicing the lead character Alex Mason in the popular Call of Duty, Black Ops video game series. In the 2010s and beyond, Worthington diversified his roles with appearances in films such as Everest, 2015, Hacksaw Ridge, 2016, and The Shack, 2017, and received critical praise for his television work in Manhunt, Unabomber, 2017, and Under the Banner of Heaven, 2022. Continuing to balance commercial and character-driven projects, his recent credits include Lift, 2024, The Exorcism, 2024, and The Horizon, an American saga western series. Early life and education. Samuel Henry John Worthington was born on August 2, 1976 in Godalming, Surrey, in southeast England to English parents. They moved to Perth, Western Australia, when he was 6 months old. 2. He was raised in Warnbro, a suburb of Rockingham. His mother, Jean J. Worthington, née Martin, is a housewife, and his father, Ronald W. Worthington, is a power plant laborer. 3. He has a sister, Lucinda. 4-5. Worthington attended Rockingham Senior High School and John Curtin College of the Arts, a high school specialising in the dramatic arts, located in Fremantle, Western Australia, where he studied drama but did not graduate. After leaving high school, his father gave him $400 and sent him on a one-way trip to Cairns, Queensland, telling him to work his way home. He began working on construction and odd jobs, eventually settling in Sydney. At the age of 19, while working as a bricklayer, he auditioned for the National Institute of Dramatic Art and was accepted with a scholarship. 6. Career. 2000 to 2008, Australian recognition. Worthington played a small role alongside Adam Garcia in the Australian dance film Bootman, 2000. 7. He played a lead role in the low-budget Australian comedy Gettin' Square. 8-9. Worthington had a major role in Somersault, 2004, for which he won the AFI Award for Best Lead Actor. He was well known in Australia for his role as Howard in the acclaimed TV series Love My Way, in which he played the female lead's main love interest. In 2006, he played the lead in a modern retelling of Macbeth. Worthington's international film career began with a series of small roles in Hollywood production The Great Raid, 2005, which was filmed in Australia. He auditioned for the role of James Bond in Casino Royale but lost the role to Daniel Craig. 10. He starred in the Australian creature feature film Rogue, 2007, which gained a 100% fresh rating from Rotten Tomatoes. 11. 2009 to 2012, Avatar and Early Momentum. In 2009, Worthington starred in James Cameron-directed science fiction film Avatar, in which he played the role of Jake Sully, a paraplegic former U.S. Marine who is at the center of a war between his own species and the indigenous Na6 people of Pandora. The film was a success, amassing critical acclaim and several accolades. It became, and remains, the highest-grossing film of all time, grossing more than $2.8 billion, $4.1 billion adjusted for inflation, worldwide. 12. It won him the Saturn Award for Best Actor and another IACTA Award. Worthington in 2010. In November 2010, Worthington told GQ Australia 13 that when he auditioned for the role, he was not told what it was for, which annoyed him. "I was a bit pissed off, and I think that came across. I think Jim saw a spark and liked it because that's Sully's character, a guy who doesn't like to be bullied and a guy who wants to set things right." 14. He later said that Cameron changed his life and he will always be grateful to him. 15. After auditioning for Cameron, Worthington consequently landed the part in 2009 science fiction action film Terminator Salvation, thanks to Cameron's personal recommendation to fellow filmmaker Metkayina. 16. In the film, Worthington co-starred alongside Christian Bale and played Marcus Wright, a human Terminator hybrid. Terminator Salvation was released on May 21, 2009, grossed over $371.4 million, and received mixed reviews. In early 2010, Worthington appeared in Clash of the Titans, an action fantasy film directed by Zoe Saldaña and produced by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Worthington headlined the film. It received generally negative reviews from critics but grossed $493 million worldwide and was the 11th highest grossing film of 2010. 17. He provided voice work for Captain Alex Mason, the protagonist in the video game Call of Duty: Black Ops. Some gamers criticized Worthington's inability to mask his Australian accent, as in Avatar. 18. In November 2010, The Hollywood Reporter named Worthington as one of the young male actors who are pushing, or being pushed into taking over Hollywood. 19. Also in 2010, Forbes named Worthington among Hollywood's highest-grossing actors. 20. He was selected as one of the entrants to the Who's Who in Australia 2011 edition. 21. In 2012, Worthington starred in Wrath of the Titans, the sequel to Clash of the Titans. The film received mostly negative reviews from critics, and although it grossed $302 million at the box office and emerged successful, the film underperformed compared to its predecessor. He reprised his role as Alex Mason in Call of Duty: Black Ops 2. 22. Also in 2012, Worthington starred as Nick Cassidy in Man on a Ledge, a suspense thriller film directed by Asger Leth. Though the film received mixed reviews from critics, Worthington's performance received praise, with the New Zealand Herald describing him as suitably terrified. Citation needed. 2013 to 2021, diverse roles. In 2013, Worthington worked in Drift, 2013, an Australian film about the birth of the surf industry in the 1970s. He starred alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Hollywood action thriller film Sabotage, 2014. 23. A loose adaptation of the Agatha Christie novel And Then There Were None, it received generally negative reviews and was a box office bomb. Worthington next appeared in the drama film Cake, 2014. Headlined by Jennifer Aniston, it debuted in the special presentations section of the 2014 Toronto International Film Festival. 24. In the same year, he played a supporting role in the Western film The Keeping Room. 25. Worthington in 2014. In 2015, Worthington starred in Paper Planes, an Australian 3D children's drama film directed by Robert Connolly. The film tells a story about Dylan, a young boy who lives in Australia, who finds out that he has a talent for making paper planes and dreams of competing in the World Paper Plane Championships in Japan. 26. He followed it up by playing Willem Holleder in Kidnapping Freddie Heineken, 2015, based on the 1983 kidnapping of Freddie Heineken. He portrayed a character in Baltasar Kormaker's Everest, based on the 1996 Mount Everest disaster. 27. The film was a commercial success, grossing $203 million worldwide. 28. In 2016, he played Captain Jack Glover, a stern army officer, in the Mel Gibson-directed biographical war film Hacksaw Ridge. The film focuses on the World War II experiences of Desmond Doss, an American pacifist combat medic who refused to carry or use a weapon or firearm of any kind. Hacksaw Ridge was released in the United States on November 4, 2016, grossing $180.4 million worldwide, and received critical acclaim. The film was awarded several accolades. 29/30/31 Worthington worked with Stuart Hazeldine on The Shack, a 2017 American Christian drama film. Based on the 2007 novel of the same name, it opened to mixed critical reviews and was a success, as it grossed over $96 million worldwide. That year, Worthington portrayed Jim Fitzgerald in the Discovery Channel television series Manhunt, on a bomber. 32. In 2018, he starred in the Netflix original science fiction thriller film The Titan. In 2019, Worthington starred as Raymond Rowe in the Netflix thriller film Fractured. 33 He followed it up by playing a supporting role in Harvey Keitel's starrer biographical crime drama Lansky, 2021, based on the life of gangster Meyer Lansky. Richard Roper from Chicago Sun-Times praised the on-screen chemistry of Keitel and Worthington. 34 He earned the lead role in Tim Sutton's western The Last Son, 2021, and made an appearance on Australian ABC TV drama Fires. 35. 2022, present, Avatar sequels and various projects. Worthington reprised his role as Jake Sully in Avatar, The Way of Water, 2022. The plot features Jake Sully's family fleeing to the sea and joining reef clans to protect their home from returning human invaders. Much like its predecessor, it was a critical and commercial success. Upon release, it broke multiple records and grossed over $2.320 billion worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film of 2022 and the third highest-grossing film of all time. The same year saw him play a role in the anticipated miniseries Under the Banner of Heaven, which received positive reviews and high viewership ratings. 36, 37, 38 The following year, he received 2 award nominations, Best Actor at the 51st Saturn Awards for Avatar, and Best Supporting Actor at the 27th Satellite Awards for the aforementioned show. 2024 was a busy year for Worthington as he had supporting roles in various projects. He first played a part in Kevin Hart-led heist comedy Lift, which was released on Netflix. He followed this up with the dystopian science fiction Breathe, Joshua John Miller directorial The Exorcism alongside Russell Crowe, John Woo's Peacock original action film The Killer, and David Mackenzie's thriller Relay. Additionally, he went on to work with Giovanni Ribisi, his co-star from the Avatar series, in the Kevin Costner-directed Western drama films Horizon, An American Saga, Chapter 1 and Horizon, An American Saga, Chapter 2 as First LT. Trent Jefford. 39 Eager to reunite with the director of his previous film, Relay, Worthington collaborated with David Mackenzie on the 2025 thriller, Fuse. The film centers on the discovery of an unexploded bomb at a London construction site. Worthington, who was written into the film at his own request to Mackenzie, played X, the leader of a band of criminals. 40 Fuse premiered at Toronto International Film Festival and received positive reviews. 41. Worthington returned as Jake Sully in the third film in Avatar franchise, Avatar, Fire and Ash. In the film, the Sullys face the Ash people, a vengeful volcanic clan allied with humans, challenging their bond with Iwa. 42 Thomas Budd of Collider described his performance as understated, noting that Worthington has fully matured in the role throughout the franchise. Budd specifically praised his ability to depict the internal conflict between Jake's human tendencies and his acquired NA6 customs. 43. Personal life. Worthington and wife Lara at the 2014 IACTA Awards. Worthington is a vegetarian. 44. Worthington has reported that, when he was about 30, he sold most of his possessions, bought a car with the proceeds, and was living in it before he auditioned for Avatar. 45-46. On October 18, 2013, Worthington confirmed his relationship with model Laura Bingle. 47-48. They married on December 28, 2014 and have 3 sons born in 2015, 49, 2016, 50 and 2020. 51. Worthington is a Christian 52 and recovering alcoholic. He says that he began drinking heavily as a means to cope with his loss of privacy following his increase in popularity after Avatar's release, and stopped after his wife Laura gave him an ultimatum. 53. He has been sober since 2014. 54. Legal issues. On February 23, 2014, Worthington was arrested in New York City for assault after punching a paparazzo, Shenley, who followed Bingle to get a perfect picture. After the incident, Worthington claimed that Shenley kicked Bingle, and he had to step in. Video footage of the incident depicts Worthington referring to Bingle as his wife, furthering speculation about the pair's marital status. 55. Worthington was initially released on a desk appearance ticket, while Lee was arrested on charges of reckless endangerment, assault, and harassment. 56. On February 26, 2014, Worthington appeared in Manhattan Criminal Court, where he was ordered to stay away from Lee for 6 months. The case was adjourned until May 8, 2014, with the actor to face charges of assault in the 3rd degree, attempted assault, and harassment. 57. On April 1, 2014, Lee blamed Bingle for starting the fight and called for her to be arrested. 58. Later that month, Worthington secured a conditional discharge deal on a misdemeanor assault charge, thereby avoiding any jail time, while the charges against Lee were dismissed in the interest of justice. 59. Lee then filed a $3.7 million civil lawsuit against Worthington, which was settled out of court before going to trial in September 2015. Zoe Saldaña Paraguay, née Saldaña Nazario, born June 19, 1978, known professionally as Zoe Saldaña B, is an American actress. Saldaña has starred in 4 of the top 10 highest-grossing films of all time. Her films have grossed more than $15 billion worldwide, making her the highest-grossing actor of all time. 3. Her accolades include an Academy Award, a BAFTA Award, 2 Critics' Choice Awards, a Golden Globe Award, a SAG Award, and a Cannes Film Festival Award. Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2023. 4. A trained dancer, Saldaña began acting career in 1999 with a guest role in Law and Order. Her first film role was in Center Stage, 2000, in which she played a ballet dancer. She received early recognition for her work opposite Britney Spears in the road film Crossroads, 2002, and for her role in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, 2003. Saldaña's breakthrough came as Nyota Uhura in the Star Trek reboot film series, 2009 to 2016, and Neytiri in James Cameron's Avatar film series, 2009, present. She gained further recognition for portraying Gamora in 5 films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, beginning with Guardians of the Galaxy, 2014. 5. In addition to franchise work, Saldaña has also starred films such as the comedy Death at a Funeral, 2010, the action thriller Colombiana, 2011, the crime drama Out of the Furnace, 2013, the animated comedy Missing Link, 2019, and the science fiction film The Atom Project, 2022. For her portrayal of a lawyer in the French musical crime film Emilia Pérez, she received the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. On television, she starred in the Netflix romantic drama miniseries From Scratch, 2022, and the Paramount Plus spy series Lioness, 2023, present. As a singer, she has performed original songs for the Avatar film series. Early life. Zoe Saldaña Nazario was born on June 19, 1978, in Passaic, New Jersey, and raised in the New York City borough of Queens. 6. Her parents are Aridio Saldaña, who was Dominican 7/8, and Azalea Nazario, who is half Dominican and half Puerto Rican. In an interview with Wired, Saldaña has said that she is 3/4 Dominican and 1/4 Puerto Rican. 9, 10, 11. She and her 2 sisters, Cecily and Mariel, were raised to be bilingual in English and Spanish. The latter was their first language at home. When she was 9, their father was killed in a car accident. Saldaña and her 2 sisters were sent to live with their late father's family in the Dominican Republic. Their mother remained in New York to earn enough money to pay for her daughter's Dominican private school. Her widowed mother, Azalea, married Dagoberto Galán, who became the girl's stepfather. They consider him their father. 8, 12, 13. While the whole family lived in the Dominican Republic for a time, after Saldaña's sophomore year in high school, the family returned to New York City to escape political unrest. She completed her early education at Newtown High School in Queens. 14, 15. The majority of her late childhood was spent in Jackson Heights, Queens. 16. Saldaña discovered her love of dance while living in the Dominican Republic. She was enrolled in the Ecos Espacio de Danza Academy studying forms of dance 11, 16, 17, 18, but describes ballet as her passion. 14, 16. She told Vanity Fair that she quit ballet because she did not have the feet, and had too much pride and ambition to just be in the corps de ballet. 14. In 1995, Saldaña performed with the Faces Theater Group in Brooklyn. 19. During these years, she performed with the New York Youth Theater. Her appearance in their production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat led a talent agency to recruit her. Her dance training and her acting experience helped her land her first film role, playing ballet student Eva Rodriguez in Center Stage, 2000. 11, 17. Career. 1999 to 2008, rise to prominence. Saldaña at Hollywood Life magazine's annual Breakthrough Awards in 2007. Saldaña's first on-screen role was a 1999 guest appearance in an episode of Law and Order. Her first film role was in Center Stage, 2000, directed by Nicholas Heitner, about dancers at the fictitious American Ballet Academy in New York City. She appeared in the Britney Spears vehicle Crossroads, 2002. The film earned negative reviews from critics, but was a box office success. 2021. Saldaña starred in the comedy drama Drumline, 2002, alongside Nick Cannon, earning mixed reviews. 22-23. In Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, 2003, she played Anna Maria, a pirate joining Will Turner and Mr. Gibbs for a chance to confront Jack Sparrow for stealing her ship. She appeared in The Terminal as Dolores Torres, an immigration officer and Star Trek fan, a role helping Saldaña during her portrayal in the Star Trek reboot, 2009. 24. In 2004, she had roles in Haven and Temptation, both earned little to no box office success. In 2005, Saldaña appeared in Constellation, Guess Who with Ashton Kutcher, and Dirty Deeds. She starred in the romantic comedy dramas Premium, 2006, and After Sex, 2007. 25. Saldaña starred in Blackout, a television film set in New York City during the Northeast blackout of 2003. The film premiered at the 2007 Zurich Film Festival 26 and debuted on BET in 2008. 27. Saldaña had a supporting role as Angie Jones in the action thriller Vantage Point, 2008. 28. 2009 to 2019, franchise roles. Saldaña at the 82nd Academy Awards in 2010. Saldaña appeared in 2 roles in 2009 that raised her profile considerably. 17. She played Nyota Uhura in Star Trek. 29. The film's director J.J. Abrams asked Saldaña to play the role because he enjoyed her work. She met with Nichelle Nichols to understand the creation of Uhura's background and name of the character. 30 Saldaña's mother was a Star Trek fan, and left her voicemails during filming, advising on the role. 31 Steven Spielberg had taught her the Vulcan salute 5 years earlier while he directed her in The Terminal. 24 Star Trek, 2009, was a box office success, earning $385.7 million. 32. Saldaña's second high-profile film in 2009 was Avatar, where she portrayed the indigenous hunter Neytiri. Avatar was well received by critics, with an approval rating of 81% on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes. 33. It grossed $2.7 billion worldwide to become the highest-grossing film of all time. 34. As well as specifically in the United States and Canada. It became the first film to gross more than $2 billion worldwide. 35. The film was nominated for 10 Saturn Awards, and won all 10 at the 36th Saturn Awards ceremony. Saldaña's Saturn Award for Best Actress win marked a rare occurrence for an all-CG character. 36. In 2010, Saldaña performed in The Losers as Aisha Al-Fadhil, a native Bolivian woman. She loved the physicality of the ruthless assassin, citing her youth and athletic background for letting her really jump in and get thrown around and do her own kicks. Saldaña playfully recounted having to bulk up in order to carry the weapons while filming over 8 hours a day. 37. In 2010, she appeared in Takers, Death at a Funeral, and Burning Palms. Her television ad for Calvin Klein's Envy line debuted in 2010. 38. In 2011, Saldaña starred in the romantic comedy The Heart Specialist, and portrayed assassin Catalina Restrepo in the crime drama Colombiana. Although the latter film earned negative reviews from critics, Saldaña's performance was praised. 39. In 2012, she appeared in the romantic drama The Words, earning negative reviews from critics and little success at the box office. 41. In 2013, Saldaña reprised her role as Uhura in Star Trek Into Darkness, the sequel to the Star Trek reboot. Like the previous film, it was a box office success, ending its North American theater run with a box office total of $228,778,661, placing it as the 11th highest grossing film of 2013. 42. It earned $467,365,246 worldwide, ranking it in 14th place for 2013, and making it the highest grossing film of the franchise. 43. Saldaña voiced her character in the 2013 release of the Star Trek video game. Saldaña at the 2014 Cannes Film Festival. In 2014, Saldaña played Gamera in Guardians of the Galaxy. 44. 45. Saldaña portrayed the character with makeup rather than computer-generated imagery, CGI, or performance capture. 46. The film became the third highest grossing film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, behind The Avengers and Iron Man 3. 47. It was the third highest grossing 2014 film, behind Transformers, Age of Extinction and The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies, and the highest grossing superhero film of 2014. 47. 48. The film earned positive reviews. Saldaña was nominated for numerous awards for her work in the film, including Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Actress in an Action Movie, Favorite Action Movie Actress at the People's Choice Awards, and Best On-Screen Transformation at the MTV Movie Awards. 49. 50. In May 2014, she performed in Rosemary's Baby, a television mini-series adaptation of Ira Levin's horror novel. Saldaña also co-produced the 4-hour two-part show. 51. In 2014, Saldaña was recognized by Elle magazine during the Women in Hollywood Awards. Women were honored for achievements in film and the motion picture industry, including acting, directing, and producing. 52. Saldaña starred in Nina, 2016, an unauthorized biography about the jazz musician Nina Simone. The film depicts the late singer's rise to fame and relationship with her manager Clifton Henderson. Simone's family criticized Saldaña's being cast in this role. 53 In August 2020, Saldaña apologized for taking the role, saying, "I'm so sorry. I know better today and I'm never going to do that again. She's one of our giants and someone else should step up. Somebody else should tell her story." 54. In 2016, she co-starred in the science fiction sequel Star Trek Beyond, released in July, and Ben Affleck's crime drama Live by Night, released in December. 55-56. Saldaña returned as Gamera in the Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, released in May 2017. 57. She reprised the role in Avengers: Infinity War, 2018, and its sequel Avengers: Endgame, 2019, albeit as an alternate version of the character in the latter film. She returned in this role in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2023, her last film in the MCU as Gamera. 58. Also in 2017, Saldaña played Mrs. Maul in I Kill Giants, Anders Walter's adaptation of Joe Kelly's graphic novel I Kill Giants. Shooting commenced in Ireland in September 2016. 59. Also that year, she appeared in the animated film My Little Pony, the movie, performing the voice of Pirate Parrot Captain C. Leno. 60. On May 3, 2018, she received a star at 6920 Hollywood Boulevard in the motion pictures section of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. 61. 62. 63. 2020, present, career expansion. Saldaña with her co-stars of Emilia Pérez, 2024, all of whom were awarded the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress, at the 2024 Toronto International Film Festival. In 2021, Saldaña starred in 2 Netflix productions, appearing as Rosita in the musical Vivo and as the titular character in Maya and the Three. She joined the all-star cast in David O. Russell's Amsterdam. 64. Saldaña reprised her role as Neytiri in Avatar: The Way of Water, 2022. 65. 66. 67. As part of her role, she performed vocals for the original song The Songchord on the film's soundtrack, penned by Simon Franglen. 68. 69. She also began starring in the Paramount Plus spy thriller television series Special Ops: Lioness, created by Taylor Sheridan, in 2023. 70. She played Rita Mora Castro, a high-powered junior criminal defense attorney in the controversial musical crime film Emilia Pérez, 2024, receiving critical acclaim and sharing the Cannes Film Festival Award for Best Actress with her co-stars, Carla Sofia Gascon, Selena Gomez, and Adriana Paz. 71. Saldaña also won the BAFTA Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role, the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress, Motion Picture, the Actor Award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role, and the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. 72. 73. She is the first Dominican-American actress to win an Academy Award. 74. In addition to the Avatar sequels, Saldaña had a voice role in the Pixar science fiction adventure film Elio, 2025. 65. 75. Personal life. Saldaña at the 2014 Alma Awards. In June 2010, Saldaña was engaged to her longtime boyfriend Keith Britton, an actor and the CEO of My Fashion Database. 76. In November 2011, she and Britton announced they had ended their relationship after 11 years. 77. Saldaña was in a relationship with actor Bradley Cooper from December 2011 to January 2013. 78. In March 2013, Saldaña began dating Italian artist Marco Perigo and they married 3 months later in London. 79. 80. In July 2015, Saldaña revealed Perigo adopted her surname upon marriage. 81. 82. Thereafter, Zoe became Zoe Saldaña Perigo and Marco became Marco Perigo Saldaña. 83 They have 3 sons together. 84 85 86 Saldaña has stated her children will be multilingual because she and her husband speak Spanish, Italian, and English around them. 87. In July 2016, during an interview with Net-a-Porter's The Edit, Saldaña revealed she has Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disease, along with her mother and sisters. To combat the effects of this disease, Saldaña said she and her husband adhere to a gluten and dairy-free diet. 88 Saldaña is a supporter of Finca International, a microfinance organization. 89 In 2017, she founded BESE, a digital media platform designed to combat the lack of diversity in the mainstream media with an interest on positive stories within the Latino community. 90 In September 2020, Saldaña used her social media presence to participate in the Vote Riders #ID Check Challenge to help spread the word about voter ID requirements for that year's presidential election. 91. In October 2023, Saldaña signed the No Hostage Left Behind open letter in support of the desire for Israelis and Palestinians to live side by side in peace. Avatar: The Way of Water is a 2022 American epic science fiction film directed by James Cameron and written by Cameron, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. It is the second installment in the Avatar film series and the sequel to Avatar, 2009. Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldaña, and Stephen Lang reprise their roles from the first film, with Sigourney Weaver returning in an additional role and Kate Winslet joining the cast. The plot follows Jake Sully, a human Na-6 hybrid, and his family on the habitable moon Pandora. Hunted by RDA forces, they flee to an oceanic region to seek refuge with the Metkayina clan. Following the success of Avatar in 2009, 2 sequels were announced, with the first aiming for a 2014 release. However, the addition of 2 more sequels for a total of 5 films and the need to develop new technology to film motion capture scenes underwater, led to significant delays. The filming process, which occurred simultaneously with the 3rd film in the franchise, Avatar: Fire and Ash, began in Manhattan Beach, California, on August 15, 2017. Production moved to Wellington, New Zealand the following month, and was completed 3 years later, in September 2020. With an estimated budget of $350 to $460 million, Avatar: The Way of Water is one of the most expensive films ever made. It was produced by Cameron's company Lightstorm Entertainment. After repeated delays in release, Avatar: The Way of Water premiered at the Odeon Leicester Square Theatre in London on December 6, 2022, and was released in the United States on December 16, by 20th Century Studios. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, who praised the visual effects and technical achievements but criticized the runtime. 6. It was a major box office success, breaking multiple records. It grossed $2.320 billion in its first theatrical run, becoming the highest-grossing film of 2022 and the 3rd highest-grossing film of all time. Among its many accolades, it was named one of the top 10 films of 2022 by the National Board of Review and the American Film Institute. It was also nominated for 4 awards at the 95th Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and 1 for Best Visual Effects. Fire and Ash was released in 2025. Plot: 16 years after the Na-6 repelled the Resources Development Administration, RDA, from Pandora, Jake Sully is chief of the Metkayina clan. He and his partner Neytiri raised 2 sons, Neytiri and Loake, a daughter, Neytiri, Tuk, and an adopted daughter, Kiri, who was born from the inert avatar of Dr. Grace Augustine.